Being diagnosed with heart disease in 2004, I thought this is going to be a success story. At the age of 30, I started experiencing heart palpitations, shortness of breath. So I went to the doctors and they said, "You're having panic attacks, take 3 days off of work." And I thought, no, there's more to the story. I found a cardiologist and I was shocked to hear that I had over 90% blockage in 2 arteries. I now had heart disease. Someone walks in and tells you, now you have heart disease, you're like, okay, now what? And so I really made an assertive effort to find out as much information about women living with heart disease and what that really meant.
The #1 cause of death for women is going to be cardiovascular disease.
Heart disease is the #1 killer for women, and more specifically African American women.
The population that we live in, New Orleans, Louisiana, where a lot of the food and the culture are so much at risk for causing heart disease, it becomes essential that we start preventing heart disease here.
How do I get ahead of the disease? That's why I thought young women, they're the caretakers of their homes as they get older. And so how do I share my personal story with those young girls so that they don't become that statistic? And my husband kept saying, so what do you want to do? What's the goal? What's the mission?
I remember when we were formulating ideas and just throwing things against the wall, we came up with this, it was like a aha.
Taking your heart into your own hands was the concept. And then Heart in Hands was developed. Heart in Hands is a nonprofit organization that educates young girls about heart health and heart disease prevention. It's really about your lifestyle choices.
There are a lot of things that can be done to reduce the chances of developing high blood pressure.
Exercising, modifying your diet, making better choices.
Maybe it's a heart healthy recipe, maybe it's a new exercise or a new stretch.
If you learn about it at a young age, you can prevent it on your family and in your life.
Get them early, get them on board, help them learn what's going to be best for them as they develop into women.
Treating it after it happens is a different ballgame altogether, but if we can prevent it, that mission was one of the most important reasons why I got involved, and I come here on weekends.
At a Heart in Hands event, you can always bet that I'll get up and talk a little bit about my story and my journey. And I get the wide eyes like, wow, that happened to you. And then we might bring up one of our cardiologists that really talks about the impact of heart disease on the body. But what I love is when we bring our fitness instructors in and they get to just jump up and start dancing. That's when they're doing Zumba, yoga, they're having a lot of fun.
Get them involved in a fun activity, doing something good for them at the same time to encourage them to feel great about themselves, about their body.
Once she said we was exercising, I was like, what? Oh no, I'm not ready for that. But it kind of pumped me up.
So when a young girl leaves a Heart in Hands session, they're extremely empowered, they're excited, and they're motivated to incorporate some of these great activities that we've presented to them. And then I just take a step back and I go, yes. Heart disease is preventable. If we can attack it at this early age, our goal is that the young girls take that information and bring it home to help change the community.
It starts in your home, then your neighborhood, and then it just spreads. Community, that's what this is all about.
I want to have a healthy heart because that means you live longer. You have to keep your heart healthy and stay nutritious. I'm gonna exercise. You can probably get to 100, 1,000 years old.
Healthy habits and healthy lifestyle starts from a very young age.
The best way to treat heart disease and stroke is to prevent it from developing.
When I go home, I know that I need to take better care of myself. I need to exercise more, I need to eat healthy, I need to be active because you never know what could happen.
As a mother and a heart disease survivor, I didn't want these young girls to find out about heart disease the way that I found out about heart disease. So that's why the mission of Heart in Hands is so important, to educate these young girls about heart health and prevention, one girl at a time, one heart at a time.